What is going on, true believers? It's Saturday morning. Bitcoin is dumping. I want to say down about 2% on the day so far. The overall market down about 38 billion at this point. So some people might be changing their opinion about what's going on in the market, how they're feeling about it. When you see a dump or something like this, then you tend to get a little bit scared, a little bit nervous, trying to figure out like what's happening and where optimally does everything fit. So it seems like a good time to kind of reach out here, go over what's happening in the market, and just get our bearings a little bit. I'm not looking to report any news. I'm not looking to do very much. I'm going to pop in. We're going to look at basically crypto panic and see if there's any kind of newsworthy articles that would lead to believe that there's something going on. Um, and there is, um, but not really major. Like it's not gigantic. It's really a matter of manipulation. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Make sure on the way in that you hit the like button because that helps push me up in the algorithm. I suppose what I should do is knock this out right here. And by the way, resetting. I have a new desk. I have a new monitor. Everything's kind of changing here in the studio. So I don't have it all kind of knocked out yet, but I figured, let's just go over what's going on and we'll see what happens. So first up, Grayscale. This is a manipulation article, so we don't want to put too much credence into it. But Grayscale's 4018 Bitcoin transfer to Coinbase Prime creates a frenzy. Grayscale's movement of Bitcoin has been creating ripples in the community over the past few days. As per blockchain intelligence platform Arkham's report, Grayscale transferred over 4,000 Bitcoin to Coinbase Prime in the most recent move. Chinese reporter Colin Wu's Wu Blockchain shared an X insight on Grayscale's massive move of 4,000 Bitcoin to Prime address. Reportedly, the Bitcoin worth 209 million has been moved on February 16. In addition, Grayscale shifted 821 Bitcoin to a new address suspected to be the asset manager's new custody address. So we don't know what's going on, but what was the end result? Well, the end result was we got this nice little dip that happened over the last couple of hours. Now, remember, we're just waking up in the market, and this is an opportune time. Has anything really changed fundamentally about Bitcoin's position or anything like that? And the answer to that is a resounding no. Nothing has changed. So then we have to take it for face value. February's witnessed a series of Bitcoin transactions. Amounting to a total of 6,940 Bitcoin worth 360 million. On February 13, Arkham reported Grayscale's 878 Bitcoin shift to the same address in two significant transactions. The moved Bitcoins were estimated to be valued at 43 million. Also, a total of 1,551 Bitcoin had been moved to Grayscale's seemingly new custodial address. Seemingly new, so we really don't know for sure whether that is the case or not. Prior to the move, Grayscale was involved in a similar transaction of 2,044 Bitcoin worth 98 million. And by the way, if you're tracking this, and if you're watching Eric Balchunas, if you're watching the people who are really at the heart of this, again, if you haven't already, make sure you follow Ellie Terrett from Fox News, friend of mine. She's on top of all of this, and then you have James Safer, Eric Balchunas. All of these guys, they're making sure that we know exactly what's going on in this market, or at least to the best of our ability, what's happening. So the end result of that is people get a little bit nervous. Now, when people get nervous, what do? Well, they just kind of wait, to be fair here. There are some people that are going to sell because it's normal price action, and you see just a little bit of a sign, then your next step is like, oh my God, I might sell, but that's not going to move price. That's not gigantic price action. What is gigantic price action is people sensing the market and they make a move based on that. So what happened was we saw this thing happen. We saw this all playing out. And look at the MACD, by the way, outflows. This is on the 1 hour. So you've seen some outflows for a lot of the last 24 hours, really. But narrow it down just a little bit more and just kind of, this is sort of the range that we're in. And you get an idea here just in looking at it that it's very hard to bring the price down, right? So let's look at the liquidity heat map. When we look at that, tells us a story. And the story is, remember I told you guys we were probably going to sweep in and that we were going to pick up this liquidity. Well, that's exactly what happened. And now what's happened is we've got this significant bounce coming right after that. So mission accomplished. What's the next target? Well, the next target by logic would then be 53. Now, let's move out just a little bit and start to factor, because we're moving out. So when you move out here, and now you're looking at the weekly amount, and when you look at this weekly amount, like, what do you see? You see that all of the sweep that we were talking about yesterday, just yesterday, guys, like it's crazy. Just yesterday, we were talking about this was probably what was going to happen, that we were going to see a sweep down because it made the most sense. It's the easiest place to get your liquidity. And then we were going to see a rip up to the top. And what does that look like? Well, it looks like 53,000 right now. But there could be an argument on larger time frames of a more significant move, right? But I mean, look, it just absolutely clipped everything that it needed to clip just now. So what's the next move here? Well, would appear to me that the next move is 53,000. Now, can I confirm that? No, but here's what I'm going to do. Over here on Fair Desk, of course. And by the way, if you haven't already, consider signing up. The best way that you can help me, if you want to help me, is do your trading on Fair Desk right now. If you're doing futures trading, for sure. But so we're up. Let's pull this up. We're up $500 right now on this long. Now we were up about $900 the other day. I'm just kind of letting it ride because I did think that the number was going to be 53, and then I thought the number was going to be 57, and then 63. So you'll notice I took my entire TPL down here at 63,500, which is right there. So I'm going to exit the market at that spot right there. And my margin right now is $1,000. That's what I put in, roughly. So, 50% profit, by the way, it's a decent level. But so, and $1,000, by the way, I was up 100, I think 120% at one point or the other. So, there's significant gains to be had here. But now what I'm looking for is, what's the next move by Bitcoin? So again, I think that it's going to be 53,000. Now let's take a step back here and do it one more time. So we got money outflows on the 1 hour. If you're trading, then you're looking at something like the 30 minutes, and you're seeing that the money flow has started to reverse. Will it stay reversed? I don't know that it stays reversed, but this is what you're looking for right here. This thing is, when it starts to lighten up, that usually means that the trend is going back upwards, right? So what we're seeing is we're seeing this, and now we haven't seen the RSI make a move over the signal line. So we don't know, we need a little bit more, but if this keeps going like this, then this is going to keep going like this, right? And it stands to reason. In fact, if we come over here one more time and look at another one of our little indicators, and we look at the lower time frame RSI, what's happening in the lower time frame RSI? This is the 4 hour, but the 1 hour, guess what? Bitcoin is way down here. Now, not only is Bitcoin way down here, but it should be noted XRP, Doge, Arbitrum, like they're all, and you see like a little bounce is starting on most of them. But go again to the bigger time frame, dusk. So you're not seeing it's not coming way down, but it is coming down. Remember, the last time we did this, Bitcoin was right up here in the top left-hand corner, and it was way overbought. And when you're way overbought like that, then it's very difficult to get into that sort of. It's very difficult for it to continue running. And the RSI on Bitcoin was 80 at one point. In fact, if we zoom in here and just kind of take a look at Bitcoin right here, look at the RSI list right there. The RSI is very weak. 15 minutes is 30, which means it's reversing, by the way. The 1 hour is at 22, the 4 hours at 50, the 24 hour is at 72.8, and the 1 week is at 78.12. So if we come out here and we look at this 1 week RSI, Bitcoin is way over here in the corner. So in your larger time frames, you're looking at fundamentally nothing. Bitcoin is in a great position. So now, again, 30 minutes, it looks like the reversal's in. On the 5 minutes, we've gone back into green. On the 15 minutes, we're getting ready to go back into green. 30 minutes, same thing. 1 hour, still looking at the outflows. But now we're getting this kind of, I want to say it's 9. 40 where I am right now. So most probably we're looking at like a doji candle sort of play out here. And then, but these are two, this is the kind of thing that you're looking for when you see something like that and you see these wicks like that. That usually signifies that you're going to get a big move. When you have a nice wick at the bottom, doesn't mean that it always happens, but it means it's a good indicator that something like that is potential. And the question is, what's the motivation? The motivation right now is pure liquidity. So again, you come over here and you look at your liquidation map. You've already done it. You've already swept through. You've already taken out all of those positions, and you got more positions down here. But that's too far. Like that's just not a great position to be in. So now what you got is the reversal. The reversal is up here into this 53 range. So, and by the way, look at this. We're starting to see that buyback, and it's happening a lot. It's going to continue happening, by the way. So anyway, the grayscale move is the impetus behind creating the appearance of this happening. Now the liquidity's been swept. The RSI in the shorter time frame is down here, but you can already see that it's starting to reverse. You can see it specifically on the 1 hour, and the reason you can see it on the 1 hour is because when you look at the shorter time frame, you can see again that the Bitcoin RSI is getting higher on the 15-minute. And everything is, by the way, like a wave. So if you want to see something on a scale, one of the things you can do is come over here and look at your favorite token. Like if you have a favorite token, like let's say you love Algorand, right? Your Algorand RSI right now is at 28.43. So you could make an argument that this is a good opportunity for a DCA. But the RSI on the 1 hour is at 34.9, RSI on the 4 hours, 49.1, 57 on the 24, and on the 1 week, it's 58. So, the argument here would be that if there's going to be a move, you might have found the bottom because the 15-minute is the lowest one. Now, it could get lower, and the rest of it could also get lower. But generally speaking, it looks like the wave for Algorand is about to start. And I hope that makes sense, because if the 15 is the lowest one, that means that you're at the bottom. And then, the RSI at the top should could or should continue its way up. So same thing over here. SHIB is at 15 minutes, and 20 and 1 hour it's at 27, and then 41 in the 4 hour, 51 in the 24 hour, and then in the 1 week it's 54.6. So it looks like whatever is going to happen with SHIB is ready for a move up. So and you never know. There's anything can happen in this market. Anything can happen in this market. Rune, in fact, on the short time frame on the 1 hour, it looks primed for a move. So you could see these things start to have little rips here. Somebody just asked the question, what about Lunk? Lunk is actually on here. Bonk. As a matter of fact, USTC is also in here somewhere. Give me just a second to find it. This is not the most optimal way to find these, but it's actually listed as 1000 LUNC. So on Luna Classic, it looks like it's cooked at the moment, and it's probably running pretty high. The RSI is at 40. And then as you go up the list here, it's at 56, 55, 59, 57. So it looks like it's just generally running pretty hot. If I were to look at the chart to get off of this for a second, you can see it's just kind of moving in this direction. We had that big move last night, in the early hours, and then boom, came right back down because the rest of the market came back down. So it kind of negated that move. Also, liquidity sweep is what usually that's what you're looking at when you see something like that, is a liquidity sweep. But when you look at this heat map over here of the RSI, then it looks like Luna Classic is just kind of in the middle, if you will. And that means if you're going to make a move on it, if you're going to make a play on it, wait for it to move into weak and oversold territory. Just let it cook right now. Let it do its thing. USTC is actually doing the same thing, and it's even worse. And if you were to come over here and look at the USTC, then you would just see sideways action right now. And it's just continued sideways action right now. So we'd be looking for one of these big moves to come pretty soon. But it's not there yet. So, um, but yeah, let's get back into Bitcoin, because that's the one that's really going to make the biggest difference. So we're at the 1 hour right now. Money flow on the out. Um, how did I screw that up? Ugh, there we go. All right, so now we look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour, you can see we broke down to below the 20 MA, the 20 moving average at the top of this, and it looked like we made a beeline at the 50. Now, it would stand to reason that when you see something like this and you see it coming down like this, then the next step is to hit that 50 and bounce off there. And it looks like a perfect symmetry because that also represents one of your fib lines as well. But here's the problem with that. Again, you come to the liquidity, and the liquidity's already been swept. So there's no reason for it to continue coming down. That's not enough money. And you could, by the way, look over here and see the amounts: 85 million, 38 million. That's not enough money to really come after. When you can come up here and you can get, I mean, this is hundreds of millions of dollars kind of sitting in this range right here. So if you're heat seeking, and by heat seeking, I just mean that the market is looking for additional capital. So if you're looking for that, that's the region that you're going to be going to. So again, if you haven't already, consider signing up for Fair Desk. And you get a bonus, by the way, for your signups if you use my link in the description down below. I do need some signups, by the way. That helps me tremendously, and also NordVPN. And by the way, look, this is going to be a secret, and it's just going to be between us, right? I got a gigantic buy signal for Ben. So I think that over the next, I'm getting ahead of myself. But look, shout out to Ben Armstrong and Cassie and Ben Nation, because I talk about this a lot, and any reveals that there may be are going to take a little while. Any reveals of anything are going to take a minute before you really see it or see any effect or anything because of it. But may I just say that I got the mother of all buy signals. I talked to Ben and Cassie for a while last night. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. What's happening with Ben in the next, he's, by the way, he's focused on this fight and everything. So I just, guys, I can't say anything, is I guess my point is I can't say anything. I'm not allowed to, but damn it. If I could tell you that something that you should probably, and by the way, there's risk involved with any sort of investment that you make. So just understand that when I say this, I'm not telling you what you should be doing with your money. I am telling you what I'm doing with mine. And I'm now accumulating a lot of Ben for the short term, by the way, for flip purposes, because I think that it's about to pump, that we're probably see a nice little pump out of it. So for that purpose, I would be looking at it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm accumulating a little bit for the purpose of a flip. Also, let me also point out, for those of you that are, like, if you're tracking this, remember there's a market maker that's involved in Bencoin as well, and that market maker dumped. So that market maker, as you can see down here, like, this is where I screwed up. Was if you see here, yesterday all the way through the night it had dumped, and then it started its buyback. So one of the other market makers is still dumping a little bit, but because that's what they do, right? But it looks like that it looks like that there's going to be a reversal in the position here. Let me show you guys on the screen here. So the market maker had dumped down to 49 right here. Like, this is the area last night where I was looking at it. I was like, you know what? It's time to buy. Because it looks like they had kind of drained, right? And then all of a sudden you got the market maker starts buying again. You start seeing it. So you know that the price is about to start skyrocketing or pumping a little bit. And by the way, when I say skyrocketing, pumping a little bit is what I should say, because market makers don't actually do all of that. But the point is, I think that that we're catching the bottom, if you will, and that there should be a nice little sort of reversal. And here I can't tell you what's happening, right? I like, I have no concept of any way of just telling you, like, what's happening here. The only thing that I could do would be like if I happen to see a meme that maybe I made. Um, if there was a meme that I could make that really expressed, um, that was really expressive of why you should be extremely bullish on Bencoin right now. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that would be. Um, I mean, I know that there was court yesterday. You know, I know that Ben and Cassie had to go to court. Now that I think about it, um, you know what I think? Like, son of a bitch, this should have been my face right here. This should have been Cassie's face right here in this meme. You know what I mean? Like, I should have made this a little bit. Uh, I, I should have just made this a little bit different. But I mean, this is funny, right? I don't know. I think it's funny. Anyway, but I feel what you might call bullish, if you will, about Bencoin because, and I don't, again, I can't say why. I don't really have a reason why, but I should say that I shared this. That sometimes these memes just kind of hit different. You know. Anyway, so they had court yesterday. We'll see how everything works out. I mean, of course, I would never be told anything. I would never have any information. So, I would just be wildly guessing, of course. So back to Bitcoin. We've got, as we move into the 4 hour, we've got the nice 4 hour candle getting dunked on, but we've got this right here. We've got that nice little reversal signal in. We've got the wicking down here at the bottom. And you know what, Jason? God damn it, Taylor Swift. Oh man, dude, I saw a thing about Taylor Swift today. It was the funniest thing that I have seen. Hold on, you guys got to see this. This was I don't know who it was. I think it's that guy who does the and if you ever like look at Instagram or something, they're doing they're doing Taylor Swift stuff. Look at this. I don't even follow Taylor Swift. God damn it. I should, you know what? My bad. The jig is up. I don't even listen to her goddamn music. But the point is that there was some funny ass video of her dancing down like a hallway. And what they do is there are moments where you see some guy he just does the sound effects instead of the actual music and stuff. And it was her walking down the hall like sweating and going as like walking, and it was so funny. And now that I'm describing it, I'm probably ruining the whole goddamn thing, but that's okay. This is my show, and I get to ruin everything for you. But there was a damn it. Oh well. I don't see it right here. There's too much. Taylor Swift's just way too popular. It's almost impossible to just find something like that. But it's absolutely hilarious and funny. Oh well. I'm tired of looking at Taylor Swift already. Jesus Christ, it's 9 a.m. in the morning. I ain't got time for that. Anyway, so we got the nice wicking right here on the 4 hour, which would most likely mean that there's a good move going towards the reversal. But I mean, look, we're not dumping to begin with. So what's the next play? And I think the next play, let's go to the daily over here, and you see on the daily we got a nice little wick heading down. But I mean, look, this is not a big wick. That's I mean, when in doubt, zoom out, right? You don't even have to zoom out on this one. You just have to look at it like this is just an average day, and that wick seems to be getting bought up already on the bottom. So when you see the wicking at the top, of course, that means that the price may go down or profit taking along the way. Shorter time frames, of course. But on these longer ones, when you see that and you see the wick down at the bottom like that, it usually means upside momentum, upside momentum, upside momentum. So I think that we're done with the dump. I think we've survived this little dump right here. Now, by the way, when I say that, that doesn't mean that we can't come down just a little bit more, but there's no money down here at the bottom. So when I say that, what I mean is, like it would take a long way and a lot of push towards the downside in order to capitalize on another liquidity sweep. So what you would have to do is sell your position basically at a loss if you're a market maker in order to keep coming down here for these smaller amounts of money, which would be fought by other market makers who are looking at this pool up here at 53. And like, for example, just to give you an idea here, if I'm sweeping down here 160 million, 148 million, 218 million, 277 million, significant amounts of money. However, just by running up here, I'm getting the same amount in this little range right here. And then right here, this is going to be 127 million. And then 987. There's $1 billion. Ugh, bitch, I got to zoom. Anyway, it's like $1 billion. There's like $5 billion just kind of sitting in this range right here at 53 million. That's, I guess, really what I was trying to say. That zoom does not work very well. That's gross. Anyway, new monitor that I'm working on here, so I'll figure it out. But I mean, you're looking at least $2 billion sitting in this range right now, getting ready to get knocked out. So that's really where I think the next move is too, because it's going to be an impulse move, and we're just going to start seeing move, boom, 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 boom. So what's the question now would be for you? Can you get over to Fair Desk and can you sign up and can you get into a long position? And what long position can you get into? Well, that's what I'm looking for. And I thought that I would come on here this morning and, maybe together we can figure out what that next play looks like, because Fair Desk now has a pretty nice list of available options to trade. They continue to add new pairings. So my first instinct is Ethereum. When I look at Ethereum, then I see, it's stupid, by the way, that I drew this little circle and said that we're going to come up into this range and that this is going to be the next area. And I kid you not, guys. I did not mean that it was going to reject off of this. That was not planned in any way. That's just a wild coincidence, by the way, that I would put that area right there and say that that's the next range. And then of course we just dunk on it and we wick up into that area and then immediately reverse. That was not what that was for. And it didn't mean that. So I'm not taking any credit for that one. By the way, look at this 20 MA down here on the daily. Like it's coming up like a rocket over a couple of days. But look, this is how far behind this is how parabolic things are going right now. So, but anyway, my point is maybe Ethereum is the move. Like maybe that's going to be the play. Maybe what I should do is, you know what? What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. What do you think we should do here? Because I've got I got my running stop loss kind of set down here. Let me cancel this order. It's at 46.6. So we're going to cancel that. I got $500. So with $500, what do I want to put it in? Is the question. Like I didn't want to go back into Bitcoin because I thought that we're kind of done, right? So like I thought like this nice little wicking right here came down to 27.22 and it's at 27.57 right now. Like, are we going to be testing 28.29 again? And I mean, I told you guys, I think that we're going to 3,000, 3,500, that, Ethereum is about to really start to rip because March 13 is the Denkun upgrade. So I would think that that move, impulse, that impulse is, well, and see, like Maddie B says, I think it'd go down the weekend. There's no logic for that. I mean, you don't have any you just feel like because there's no trading, but it's my opinion that you just think that there's no trading volume. So because there's no trading volume, that it leads to a dump. And that is right, except that the dump just happened. Like if that's your logic, and I appreciate the fact that you've got it, but what's the purpose? I mean, here's the chart. They've already swept the money. The money's already gone. They just swept it this morning. So why would you come down anymore? What's the purpose behind doing that? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason at this point for the market to continue coming down. You already made your liquidity sweep. You've already grabbed your money. It is already down. This is what down looks like. It would have to come down into this 46 range to start being worth it. You know, it would have to come down here. And Matty B's got a good idea here. What about Solana? So Solana, I think, is already like that. And as a matter of fact, that represents a good one because on the daily, um, and what you're looking for is something that kind of tests the 20 MA and respects it and moves along with it. And that's what it looks like it's doing right now. So it looks like it's got some downside potential to maybe 105, which is not that far. But that, Solana is also one that's probably going to rip. And, we're probably going to see it sitting at 150 again pretty soon. So, I already got my Ben coin. I already got Ben coin. So now that, like, my question still kind of which one is it? So here's what they look like, right? If we're doing trading, then we're going to look at the 1 hour, right? And the 1 hour, you can see that we broke down on Solana. 4 hour, we wicked down, it looks like, to the 100 MA. We respected it, but look at this. When we hit the 100 MA, what happens? We usually get a big move, right? So coming down here, we might see a little bit more pressure down to the 105 range. You know what I'm saying? Because what it looks like here is this kind of move right here. Maybe we bounce into this and then we get a strong move off of it. That could be happening. So Matty B might be, in essence, a little bit right in that there's a little more correction to the downside. But that's because people are waking up right now. Not because there's a fundamental problem, but because people are waking up and they're seeing a red wick and they're like, oh my God, oh my God. Well, it's not that I'm not listening to you, Tom. It's that you just told me to go to Coinbase. Like, why would I go to Coinbase if my money's here on Fairdesk and I'm promoting Fairdesk? Like, I'm being paid by Fairdesk for promoting. So the $500 that I have on Fairdesk is going to be on Fairdesk. It's not going to be somewhere else. That's what I meant. But however, let's go look here and see if TVK is on. Yeah, TVK is not on Fairdesk, so that's not going to be an option for right now. We got to go with what's available on this kind of spot here. Okay, so Matty B says buy more Sol. So we got Sol sitting at 107. However, is Sol going to have as strong a move after having this move as anything else? API looks like it's doing what it's been doing, which means that it's probably going to range up again. Again, I'm super bullish on this one, and I really think that API is probably the next big thing. So, I think it's going to make a big move upwards. But Ethereum at the 20 broke down. So, and by the way, it broke down. And if you look here, 27.25, this is the top of the impulse move. So it broke down to use the impulse move as support, if you will. Let's kind of get rid of that. And you see here, like, we literally bounced off of the impulse move as support. Again, we're on the 4 hour for this purpose. So then you have, what do we got after that? Avalanche. What does Avalanche look like? Avalanche broke through 2 lines. So Avalanche breaking through 2 lines. AVAX is over here a little bit. I'm slowly but surely kind of learning the placing right here. So Avalanche here is in the weak column. But you look down here and you can see, like, this actually may be pretty good. The RSI is at 31 on the 15-minute, 37 on the 1 hour, 37 on the 4 hour. So it looks kind of weak at the moment. So Avalanche could be looking for a nice reversal. Cardano is broken through 1 line, the 20. Leash out. No, we're not doing leash. SHIB. SHIB could potentially have a breakout, so it might be worth it. And it's got this big wick right here, came all the way down to the 100. That would be a strong bounce area. Bone just continues to disappoint. Like, it's absolutely tanking. What's your thoughts on the price of API in the next year or so? Oh, Jesus Christ. $300. Right now it's trading for $4. I think this is, look, API, not to get too sidetracked here. API represents a brand new paradigm here for cryptocurrency, in my opinion. And look, I'm not an expert. I'm not I don't have the answer for everything, but it's trading at 404, not found. Has a market cap of 352 million. Had a market cap of 200 and something million when we got in. So great position so far. We're doing it's starting to move. We got 65 million in volume. Of course, it's the weekend, so of course the volume is going to go down as we kind of sit here. Circulating supply is 86 million out of a total supply of 125 million. So 2/3 of it are already exposed. Fully diluted market cap is 511 million, which means that there is some locked up value for, there's still going to be some people in it that are going to end up getting their tokens unlocked, and they're going to end up selling on the open market because this is a big move. But you've got to consider, like, what does it look like for API 3? And then that comes down to you have 140 plus data feeds. So what do you want to do with your data feeds? Well, I use BNB or Polygon. Like, you can come over here and you can just see, like, if you're on Polygon right now, you can connect your wallet, and with your crypto, with your crypto wallet, you can actually trade Apple stocks. Here's your equities market. You can trade Apple, Amazon, Arkham, Coinbase, Disney, GameStop, Google, Intel, JP Morgan, Meta, Microsoft, Netflix, Nvidia, gold. You trade gold. You can trade the SPY. You can trade Tesla. I mean, come on, like this. This is the new paradigm right here. This is what's going to. This is going to take over crypto at some point pretty soon. And not just crypto, by the way. Crypto is just an outlet for the rest of the broader Web 2 market. And if you remember, Larry Fink at one point said that tokenizing everything else, that's going to be the new paradigm. And that's what they're looking at. And if BlackRock is looking to do that, then what do you think the rest of the market's going to end up doing? They're going to listen to BlackRock. And if you're interested in checking it out, it's api3.org, which I just typed in, and I hope I got that right. But it's api3.org. I'm not partnered with them. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. I don't have anything to do with them. They're, no, you know what I mean? Like, I have no skin in the game other than a very simple investment that I made a while back, which is in my MEXC wallet. And I continue to show you guys, like, I'm, as you guys know, I'm rebuilding from zero because I got robbed. So here I am. So what I decided to do was just like $100 at a time or $50 at a time. And here I am right here. I put in $100 on API 3. And and by the way, I put in 50 the first time and 50 the second time. So I've DCA'd my way, and I DCA'd up. So, I just wanted to get in on more of it. So my 100 is now 139. So we haven't even gotten started yet. It would be my impression. I'm not getting rich off of this thing. Matter of fact, I even had some discussions about it at one point. Like, what if I just, took something that I'm at a loss in? By the way, $80 on Caspa. Caspa is absolutely ripping right now. But most of these, the first three up here, I put $100 into. So API 3 is now 140. Solana is now 111. Injective is now 94. Caspa, I put 50, and everything else I put 50 in. So my 50 is now 80, 63, 63, 58, 56, 50. Bone 45, Hex 17. I got $10 in USDT that I got from MEXC from traders for the last 24 hours. Because they've cut the rates down and just screwed everybody over, which is why I'm not telling you to do anything on MEXC anymore. I don't like being screwed over. I don't like being backstabbed, especially not by a partner. That doesn't sit very well with me. So, but anyway, so and you know what? I wonder if I could just put the Doge into a flexible savings and earn a yield off of it. I didn't even think about that. But I'm not going to touch this for a while, or if I do touch it, I'm just going to make some moves and make some trades. So what I was going to do last night was I was going to take this USDT and I was going to move it over into Hex, because I put $17 in Hex the other day, and I thought, Hex actually could go like 33x to Like 33 cents, I think was a reasonable number for Hex at one point, just on a wild pump. And, the Hex ecosystem just continues to kind of evolve. So if that's the case, then why wouldn't I just take a shot at it? But anyway, the point is, my API seems to be in a pretty good place. And I was thinking, like, maybe Injective. If Injective doesn't have a big move, I sour anything I sour on, I think I'm just going to throw into API 3 so that 100 becomes 500. You know what I mean? So if it does what I say it's going to do, and my DCA right now is roughly $3. If it does what I think it's going to do, then it's going to 100x. So the more I have in it, the more opportunity I have to reap the benefits of the 100x. And it's that simple. It could also just 30x. It could, like it might not be that much, but here's the thing. It's $100. I'm not missing the $100. So, the question then becomes, make sure, by the way, that you hit the like button on the way in. MAGA is not a good buy right now. I don't like it at the current price. I think that it's going to come down. I could be wrong about that though. I'm still going to use MEXC for spot, by the way. But let's pull MAGA up real quick because I am curious about that. Seeing it on a oh, I don't like this chart at all. We're not going to use that. I think it'd be better to just use Uniswap. So give me a second here. Let me try to find the right one. Let's see. Yeah, Trump's only down 8% right now to 296. I think it's got some more downside. As a matter of fact, I think it got a nice bounce off of the 0.5. So, I mean, could be that it would, but I think 250 is probably the level that it'll come down to. I think we'll get either 250 or 271 as the next kind of downward pressure moves. Or it could just explode. I mean, it really could just kind of explode. Now, this is OX5 BEA7, and it's the OXF pairing. So let's come back over here and try that one more time. Nope. God damn, I lost my brain all of a sudden. BFA7. All right, so it's the wait a minute, it's the pairing number. 49E8. All right, so I forgot it's the pairing number that I'm just gonna put them all up here until I find the right one, and then we're just gonna delete the rest of them because, like, there's a whole bunch of MAGA stuff up here. None of them look like the right ones. Yeah, none of these are the right ones. Jesus Christ. What is Uniswap broken? There we go. All right, so we found it. All right, so let's get rid of these. Of course, it was the first one, and I skipped the first one accidentally. Oh, and of course, I already had it pulled up. Son of a bitch. Oh, man. All right, so real quick on MAGA here. And I don't have everything set up over here the same way that I had set up. But I mean, look, you're ranging here at the top, right? So at some point, there's got to be there's got to be a dip in this that takes you down in range to the top of the previous. And I mean, there's no. This is just kind of ranging at that same level. It had an impulse move, but that impulse move was just basically kind of at the top. So what you have here when you have that move is just a double top, which usually means that there's downside coming. And the lawsuit and everything from yesterday could be like a blessing in disguise, if you will, and it could be a reason for this thing to pump. But if I were to venture right there, 260, 270 is going to be my range. This is going to be this is the fib number right here at about 271. And then there's another fib number that comes down into this range right here at this impulse move right there at 249. So I would be looking at 271, 249 as my next spaces here of this impulse move on the daily came out on what was that day right here? Let's just take it over there and go with the daily. Last impulse move was right there. Like, that's just not a good impulse move, by the way. If you look at it from this context, this is when the move happened, right? And this is where it went. Then, like, there's no downside so far. And like, I would be very nervous about entering a position with no downside. Like, you came down to the 236. It could be, by the way, that you're just in a parabolic run and it's just getting ready to break out, by the way, you know. Um, and the reason for that is, look, we got a long election to go. And there are a lot of people convinced that Donald Trump is going to win. By the way, spoiler alert, he's probably not going to win. He's not endearing himself to people. Although it's been kind of good that the news is no longer covering him like madmen and crazy people. Part of the appeal, which I think is going to represent a problem. I think the funny thing was the media was attacking him the last time, and that worked to give him that credibility and that clout because he's saying that the media is against him, and they are. But then the media kind of tired of him, and they're no longer seeing him as the guy to cover 24/7, and now that changes how you look at him. And now he doesn't take up the oxygen of the entire news cycle anymore, and when that happens, that's kind of a problem. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a if you're trying to say they're out to get me, and they're like, we don't really care anymore, then you didn't have you got a little bit of a problem. So, but here's the thing: at the end of this, no matter what, Trump is going to go to $1 billion. So you got a market cap right now of 139 million. So I mean, I would consider 8 or 9x from where it is almost programmed in. My question would be, like, how far down will it come before that next impulse move? So you got 270 right here, you got 242 around here, you got all the way down. Like, it could break down. Anything could happen, and you could see MAGA dip down here to the 20 MA. If it comes down, here's what I would say: if it comes to the 20 MA, then I become a buyer on the daily. Now on the 1 hour, you can see that there's this real kind of tightening, and that's one of those signs that, matter of fact, let's let high IQ tell us what to do here. So we just got a hard loss exit on the 1 hour, and that's because it did not continue to pump. We got a long signal here, and it gave us an entry price of $3.13, meaning that it's expected to pump to 341. Did not pump to 341. Did not make it all the way back up there on its next kind of impulse move. It got close, but 6.93. But then you had to take a hard loss exit over here. So 313 was the entry, and the exit was at $3. So you lost a little bit on that impulse move right there, unless you followed this right here and you took a little bit of profit. Like, what it does and what this, what high IQ tells you is when you should take profit. Now, this green line right here is the 200 MA, and it's telling you that it's probably continuing on, and it's green. And the more green it is, and the more these kind of big lines are pointing upwards, the more parabolic it looks like it's going. So it already came down to 285 on the 1 hour not that long ago. I would look for this. If it comes down here and it touches the 200 right here on the 1 hour, and you get it in this range of 270, then enter and just hold on. But maximize your gain, maximize your profit. If you want to buy today because you just want to be part of it, you should remember a couple things. Number one, it doesn't have shit to do with Donald Trump. this is somebody maximizing that's just kind of, this is somebody who's just blowing something up, this crypto. They're just doing it because they think that, you'll buy. You know what I mean? Like this is not run by Donald Trump. It's not sponsored by Donald Trump. It's not, that has nothing to do with Donald Trump. It's just using his name in order to make a profit. So you should recognize that, and we should, at least understand that this is not a good thing in that context. Now, from my understanding here on the liquidity, it looks like a good amount is going to unlock in 2 months, and then another is going to unlock in 62 months. So they're looking at they're looking at this as a long-term thing. 62 months, by the way, from now would probably be the end of the election cycle. Would be the end of Trump's 4 years in office. I bet. Just a guess. But the other thing is, in 2 months, that's going to be what, April. So it's going to be around the halving in April, and that's when they're about to pull a bunch of liquidity. So I'm going to be very, very nervous about that until then. And to be fair, I'm glad we didn't enter a position, because we do have some more drawdown happening right now in the market. So, but anyway, so let's get back into it. So what I would look, and by the way, if you haven't already, I mean, consider signing up for High IQ. In fact, it's in my description down below. You get 25% off if you use my link. It's expensive. It's expensive, but this thing is a money maker. Now, again, you got your hard loss exit right here. If you got in when this thing told you to get in, and you got out when this one told you to take profit over here, that impulse move, that big move right there, probably got you 100% of your money back, or it gave you most of your money back. So if you took the profit right there, and then it came back down, and then you did your exit when it told you to take your exit, you probably still profited from the trade. You know what I mean? And then also over here, if you got in on this one, where this one gave you the impulse move at $3, and then you cashed out here at 340, then that's 10%. With a 10x, you're over 100%. Then, you know what I mean? Like there's this thing is a profitable move as long as you use it. What's this look like on the 4 hour, by the way? So it went bearish on the 4 hour. So what we're doing, by the way, the reason that it went bearish on the 4 hour, for those of you that are not paying attention to the signs, the reason that it went bearish on the 4 hour is because it launched on MEXC. And that, of course, is a sell signal at this point. No offense, by the way, to MEXC, just in case I decide to do business with them again in the future. I'm not saying that listing on MEXC is a sell signal, but listing futures on MEXC for a meme coin is a sell signal in this market. So, you know what I mean? So anyway, but yeah, we're looking at a bearish trend on the 4 hour. We're looking on the weird way. Okay, so on the 1 day, look at this impulse move. Jesus Christ. God damn. There's no buy signal, because the buy signal, God damn. It's like there's no sell, there's not even a sell signal for you on the 1 hour yet. So you know what? Let's try let's throw up a 12 hour. Let's see what the 12 hour looks like. So the buy signal for the 12 hour came at 35 cents. So Jesus Christ. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I got that right. What is it? Yeah, the buy signal, the entry point on this came at 35 cents. And you're still sitting right now at what, 10x? You're sitting at 10x right now, or 8x, or 9x, whatever it is. And it's telling you just keep holding. You know what I mean? Like, just keep holding. The only sell that you got right here was one when you were up at 10% profit. Then it just told you to just keep holding, because it was still bullish, bullish, bullish. The momentum indicator, which this blue line right here is the momentum, this blue thing, that's the momentum indicator. It's telling you where it is. So, yeah, so anyway, to summarize, because I'm wasting too much goddamn time on this, is 272 or 250 is my range in which I would want to buy. If it goes down there, by the way, set yourself a buy order. You know what I mean? Like, set yourself a buy order and go for it. By the way, while we're at it, if you're not already, you might want to consider Jesus token as well, because look, I'm not an opportunistic person for God or anything like that, but When you have something named Jesus and you are 2 months away from Easter, what do you think's going to happen? Just think about it. You don't have to decide right now, but I just think about it. I really think that this thing is about to. Um, I think it's about to go parabolic because I did the video, I did the AMA, and if you haven't already and you're interested in the Jesus token, then go watch the AMA. Maker Lee, good Christian by the way, was on the show, and we talked at length about Jesus token. And there was a lot of questions, and it is available on Solana as well. So if you were interested in the Jesus token, down 15% today. This is where this is where buy signals come into play. This is kind of a buy signal, not because, let's pull this up here. Because you had this impulse move right here to go from down here at 86 all the way up here to 23. That's a 3 or 4x. Now the question is, will this area right here hold, and will it continue to move on? Well, again, you got 2 months until 2 months until Easter, and then the people that I saw that were kind of talking about it, the people that I saw that were engaging in the thread, quality people. They it seems like a very passionate group, and I gotta think here. Consider here you're at 1450 right now. The all-time high was it 6041? 6095 is the all-time high. That's 4x from where you are right now, and we're coming on a holiday literally devoted to this entity. So, I mean, what do you think's going to happen? Like, I would just venture to say that I think this thing is going to absolutely explode. I am a holder, by the way. I do have a vested interest in this. I'm not paid to shill their product, by the way. I was paid for an AMA. I took $500 in Jesus tokens just so I could, I told them just so I can have something to hold on to. And if it, doubles, triples, quadruples, then I'll sell my initial. So I get my $500 for the AMA. And if nothing happens, then I'll just lose $500. It was, but I'm already in, and I'm not gonna wreck the chart, if you know what I mean. So these guys are gonna hold, and like this right here, Christian doesn't believe in gambling. Yeah, so they're just gonna hold. Like most of these people are just gonna hold. Not everybody, but and by the way, the supply right here, look at this total supply 77777, the holy number and everything. I mean, like these guys are dedicated to this purpose and to this cause. So this thing is going to, I think, have a nice run in Easter. And by the way, I'm not, I'm not part of the I'm not part of the religious sect, so it doesn't matter to me what the religious belief is or anything like that. Um, Mine is opportunism, and for you to say, this thing actually has an opportunity to run. So I do think that the all-time high would be coming. You got the double top, you got the dip. So now it's the opportunity for the next big move, the next big level up. I want you to think about this. It's a $21.96 million market cap right now. Just consider if it 4x's or 5x's, or if it does what it's done so far. And let's kind of zoom out here. When in doubt, zoom out, right? So let's just consider that right there kind of looks like we're hitting the top, we're hitting the top, we're hitting the top, we're hitting the top. So what does the next move look like? Well, the next move was going to be in April, because um, that's where Easter falls. So, what does this next move look like? It looks like a 7 or 8x right here. That's a big move. So if you're interested, I would certainly go check this one out because it's got a good opportunity. And Roger, thank you for the $10 bomb. We got Dev. This is for those of you that don't know, this is a new launch here. Just came out, and look at this shit right here. This thing is pumping hard. $1.64. It's a daily chart, by the way. And this would be, to me, a symbol for an imminent breakout. let's see what it looks like once I can get. I don't know what that green thing is. I saw a red one and a green one over the last couple days. I wonder if it's part of high IQ. Oh, it sure is. Okay, so it's telling you, it just gave you an entry position. So, guys, if you're interested in DEVVE, it's called Dev. If you're interested in this, then you just got the signal, a buy signal here. $1.67 was the entry point. It's at $1.64 right now. So, and by the way, it went up here to $1.87. So, it could be that, but generally speaking, you've got a um, you've got a good opportunity over here. And I don't know if I have. Yeah, here we go. Next generation crypto. So here we go. This is one of those green, by the way. This is a green crypto. I have not done a deep dive yet, just so you guys understand. I haven't done a deep dive on it. So when I'm speaking about it, I'm speaking off the cuff. I've had a little bit of information brought to me. I did go into their website and apply to be one of their spokespeople, maybe do some business with them or something like that. So if that happens, then that would be a good opportunity. So let's get there we go. Let's get the white paper. Let's just do that. Verified impact data. Dev creates self-sustaining ecosystem. Core benefits of Dev E. All right, so here we go. Let's some of the capabilities and utilities. The ability to implement thousands of shards across legal jurisdictions. That's a blockchain, by the way. And by the way, if the dev comes to me and says, "Hey, what do you think of this?" Like, shit, man. Like, it's kind of complicated to really look at. However, the white paper is right here. We're going to pop that up on the screen. This document includes let's do what is. By the way, it's a blockchain for those of you that don't know. One of the biggest challenges facing society today comes from how data is managed for both environmental and societal issue. DEV is a cryptocurrency designed to support efforts in addressing environmental and social challenges by creating a financial model to support the operational cost of developing and maintaining the security and transparency of ESG data and assets, and generating funds for investments in green projects that support ESG goals and create additional ESG assets. DevE is also the platform cryptocurrency of the DevX blockchain. The DevX blockchain platform is an ISO compliant green blockchain due to its ultra low power consumption. With 1/3 billionth the energy consumption of Bitcoin. DevX is a unique layer 1 blockchain that is comprised of shards or independent blockchains that can communicate through a novel cross-shared mechanism. So if it's using sharding, then that means it's a proof of stake. So this is a staking opportunity for anybody who's interested. To be managed by DevE cryptocurrency ownership. Entities that contribute to the transparency of ESG data will run DevX verification nodes, whereby each shard blockchain will be continuously duplicated in full. This is an early on blockchain focused on green energy. So if you are interested in it, then this would be a perfect opportunity and a perfect early opportunity to get in, because you would be getting in basically at the beginning. I mean, there was a pre-launch, I'm sure, right here. So the move went here from 30 cents up to $1.83, currently trading at $1.64. I suppose we should probably take a moment here and go look at the market cap and get kind of an idea of what that looks like. So the market cap, we don't have a market cap on it there. So let's go look over here and see what the market cap looks like. 587,000 liquidity, $25 million market cap. So you're getting it on a blockchain that could 100x and be a $2.5 billion market cap at that point. So that seems like an early, if you're an early adopter, it seems like a great opportunity. Let's go ahead and add that to the list here. And we'll see how it starts trading and stuff like that. But you've got your impulse move, you've got your retest. Let's see what it looked like. So bounced off of the 0.5, retraced there, came back up, gave us a big test at the top again. That's a pretty bullish indicator right now that this thing is going to do a continuation. You know what I mean? Like this is, Crypto Tiger says, I don't like white papers that have a million pages. Leave all that for the yellow paper. Um, well, let's see how many pages this one has. This one's got 38. But I mean, it's not built for you. It's built for everybody. So, what are the chapters here? What does it talk about? Issuance schedule, technical overview, consensus algorithm, sharding solutions, transaction example. This is actually kind of giving you, maybe it looks like a fairly technical breakdown of exactly how it works, and maybe it's needed. Maybe it's needed. You don't need it. Maybe you only need 1 or 2 pages to find out what you need to know. But maybe developers are in need of knowing a lot more information. Like, here we go. Um, these are the provisional applications for, and by the way, look at these filing dates. This has been going on for a while. And then intellectual property filings. Forever Association, a nonprofit incorporated in Switzerland. What their purpose is. Here's the team. Tom Anderson, Bill Anderson, probably brothers, I would think. Andrew Toro, Dr. Destiny Knock, Ray Quintana, Bellum Tamayo, Sonny Trin. So it seems like, and I mean, I would, obviously I would look up the leadership, kind of check them out, vet them before making any kind of move. But this is, this looks like it looks like a great opportunity at an early entry into a potentially thriving blockchain. Like, I would not fade that as an opportunity. If it becomes available on MEXC or is available on MEXC, I'll throw $100 into it and just kind of add it to the portfolio and then kind of DCA my way either up or down as I go. And we'll see what happens. Let's get back to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is dumping a little bit more. We are seeing that we got the new hour just kind of popped up. And in the new hour, we got a green candle. We got the doji candle kind of representing in the middle. But to be fair, like it looks like we've got so we've got it looks like a level of support kind of forming for there's gonna be a buy signal coming in, by the way, this green right here that you see. I don't know if you can see it or not, but when you have high IQ on, it kind of gives you like a little level, tells you that you might be finding a bounce area. So it's kind of showing you that it's expecting a reversal. Doesn't mean that there is a reversal coming, but it's showing you that it expects a reversal. So, but this is a pretty big dump contextually. But again, there's no reason for it to continue dumping. And as you see it right now, you're seeing it starting to get getting bought up pretty big. When it does this, got bought up big, got bought up big, got bought up big, bought up big, bought up big, bought up big, and then boom, it took off. So that's what ends up happening here when you get these nice little buys like this. So I would expect we'll probably see a rally. The next test right here is 51.4. So at 51,400, that's going to be when it hits the 100 MA. The 20 is coming down. So, I would expect that we're going to see like a big, we're going to see something big kind of take the range there. Also, we should probably look at Bollinger Band and see, kind of what the move looked like. Look at that, how tight it got right there. So it was expected that there was a move coming and it was playing out on the downside. So the downside correction kind of makes sense. So now what's the upside? The upside looks like it's about 52,500 at a guess. And the 20, by the way, the pink line, by the way, you don't see a Bollinger Band line anyway, because the Bollinger Band default is a 20 MA. So this pink line right here, if I got rid of the moving averages, then the pink line right there, like this, that's the heart line for the Bollinger Band. So, I mean, I guess that's, this is what's going on. So I still don't have a spot to enter. Like I still don't have an entry that I huh. Yeah, it looks like it's too late for that. Like we got you know what? God damn it. Man, oh man, oh man. 2720 would have felt way better, by the way. We got, this move down here. We didn't buy that impulse down to the bottom, and we're getting this nice reversal because, Ethereum is still pretty bullish. So I just don't feel good. I don't feel good entering when I see that right there. So let's on the 1 hour, we don't have high IQ telling us to do anything. We're gonna get rid of that. Nope. So I'm going to run through a couple of these and just kind of see if I get a buy signal anywhere. So I got an entry position popping up at 30128 on Luna Classic for a bullish move. So if you got Luna Classic, then it's presenting itself as a buy. Avalanche is on a hard loss exit and it's looking for support. It's still bearish right now, not making a move. Cardano is long term, by the way, still green in the 1 hour, but it turned bearish over here. So we don't have a buy signal right there. SHIB hit a nice spike and a reversal right there. Still bullish long term. Bone's got to be bearish as fuck. Jesus, Bone is just garbage right now. Doge looks like we got the hard loss exit, and look at that impulse move right here for this 8 cents up here. Man, that was a big profit move. God damn. Aave, Aave looks like Aave looks pretty bullish. Like it just bounced off the 100 right here. We missed the bottom of it, which was 91. It's at 92 now. Arbitrum. Arbitrum is sucking quite a bit. It looks like it just bounced off of the fib line. The 3.8. Atom looks like the rest of the market. Nope. Conflux. Conflux had a big run just recently, but it doesn't look like it's sustaining. We got a hard loss exit off of 1, 2, 3 take profits. That's a man. When you do that, that's a big move. That's why you have to have something like high IQ. By the way, high IQ and Fairdesk and NordVPN for your privacy, security, and protection, so you don't get hacked like I did. 1 inch. Nope. Banned. That's gonna be a no. Bitcoin Cash. Nope. BNB. Nope. It's short time, really. And by the way, it's not even telling you to short. It gave you an entry here for a short on Compound. On Crow, it's still bullish. So Polkadot. It looks like the rest of them, but it's bouncing off of the 200 right now. So potential for an entry. Engine potential. Phantom. I don't feel comfortable, by the way, for any of these. I don't feel comfortable with any of these moves right now, which is why I'm not like looking at an entry on any of it. Fuck. Matic, no. Optimum, nope. RLC. RLC still on an impulse move. Look at this. 6 take profits up 20% right now. Rune, nope. Uniswap. What's Uniswap doing here? Uniswap still, Uniswap looks like it gave a hard bounce off of the 50. So Uniswap is still booking a big profit. VeChain, VeChain, that was the one that was Pablo's baby, right? That he told everybody to buy. Nice impulse move. Everybody did an impulse move, but nope. What about XRP? Let's take a shot at XRP, see what it looks like. Nope. Absolutely not. Zcash. Look at Zcash. The little engine that could. Injective. Give me a buy signal, man. Give me a goddamn buy signal on Injective. What is this? 34,625, down 1.5% since that entry position. Didn't give you a hard loss exit off of it. So Injective is looking bullish because it's consolidating. And this move right here, I don't think is a deal breaker. Seems like it's just kind of in range. Sui just broke the 200 MA down above the 20. Jesus Christ, like Sui is probably going to reverse pretty strong here. Like it's probably going to reverse pretty strong. But I think it probably needs some cooling off. Like that's a big move, right? Because we have to zoom out just to continue on with that move. And we were doing it over here. And obviously this thing broke through all of that and just continued on. So Sui was a big one. Sidechain, nope. Jupiter, hell no. Hell no. Not yet, by the way. Too much Jupiter supply is all jacked up for the moment. Stride, nope. XMR, nope. All right, so we got nothing. I'm gonna sit on the sideline for this. I'm just gonna keep myself on the sideline, and just wait for this Bitcoin long to come back up. So yeah, we'll see what this one does. And I'll just kind of stick with this one for the moment. Once this one hits, maybe 53, maybe 53, I'm gonna maybe take a profit on it and just kind of let it ride, let the rest of it go. And it could be, by the way, one of the things that I was thinking about doing with this was go to 100% profit. When it's over 100% profit, take my original investment out and leave the rest in as like house money, and then set myself like I continue to leave like a little DCA just in case down at the bottom in case it starts to crash a little bit before the halving. But then like just let it ride to 100K, because like right now, if I wait for 63,500, which I think is coming imminently, by the way, then that's a profit of 4,368, which is I mean, it's a pretty good profit. But what if I waited for 100K? If I waited for 100K, which I think again is imminently coming, that's 15,683. So if I cut that in half, that's $7,000 if I just took the profit out. So maybe I'll just kind of leave it long in there for forever, because if you remember, and if anybody remembered your training grasshoppers, then what we're probably looking at over here. We're going to go ahead and get out of. By the way, make sure you go check out DevE. Looks like there's some potential there. But if you come back to Bitcoin and then you zoom out and we start going into the weekly, then where is the impulse correction going to come back down to? And it's going to come back down to, oh, we need the regular, not the perpetual future. Where is Bitcoin going to come down to? What's going to come down to the previous high, right? So once we break 60, 70,000, we will never see prices like we're in again. You know what I mean? Like we'll never see these kind of prices ever, and the rock means ever again. So why not just kind of sit on this Bitcoin long, infinite almost? You know what I mean? So what does it look like if Bitcoin goes to, for whatever I have, what does it look like if Bitcoin goes to 250,000 in this bull run? 62,000 in profit. What does it look like if it actually goes to 1 million? 294,000. So, and the potential exists for each one of those to happen. So, why not just go for it? You know what I mean? Just leave it in there and see what happens. So, news-wise, revolutionary tech rides on historic infrastructure, Bitcoin and horses. No. Coinbase played a key role in ETF approval, according to Brian Armstrong. Think of it as Bitcoin's IPO. Bitcoin will enter new price discovery post ETFs, says Bitwise. That's interesting. So that's going to be Arthur Hayes, I think. Bitcoin is posed. Matt Hugan says price of Bitcoin could eclipse 80,000 this year. And he's basically saying that this is the IPO. The ETF launch is basically the IPOs. So yeah, 80,000 by the end of the year. Probably light. That's probably light, by the way. So that's I don't see anything else really. Market cap loses 1 trillion as price retreats below 51,000. So that did happen. It looks like about an hour ago. The decrease marks a 2.8% drop. So mixed sentiment. The recent price action comes amid a backdrop of both bullish and bearish sentiments among investors. Here we go. Analysis from Changelly suggests that the market sentiment has been predominantly bullish, with a 76% bullish, 24% bearish, underpinned by a fear and greed index of 77, indicating prevailing sense of greed. Despite this optimism, Bitcoin has experienced significant price volatility over the past month, with 19 out of the last 30 days closing in the green. Bitcoin bulls suggest the price is testing support before surging to yearly highs, as it is already broke out of a critical price ceiling to form a bullish megaphone pattern, which is exactly what it did. Like this is one of the things that without even seeing it, this is one of the reasons right here that you should be like, holy shit, this is about to happen. We are in the shit now. Bitcoin is about to absolutely rip. Excuse me. So anyway, I guess that's it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you that you come on here and listen to me rant and rave about wild shit here. I appreciate that. Doesn't fall on deaf ears. So, probably be some content coming out this weekend. Probably be some discussions to be had. I feel like all of a sudden I got a lot to say in the next day or two or three. So, let me know what you think. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Make sure you leave a comment. That certainly helps push me up in the algorithm. But again, the most important thing is make sure you hit that like button because it validates me, and my subconscious really needs your likes, and it really needs your validation. So this is not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I'm always right. I'm going to hit you with the outro right now. But first, we got to pay the bill. We have a giant update from Cryptonomy.finance, guys. Brand new website. Solana. I'm going to earn 26 Solana for this move right here. About $2,600, $2,600 for my tether over here. The XRP 2,313. Again, these do not unlock for a long period of time. I'm not going to unlock until November, but I'm going to have 0.99, one extra Ethereum. Don't know how much it's going to be worth at that time. You never know. Worth nothing, might be worth a lot. 0.08 Bitcoin I'll have available at that point. 0.037 Bitcoin over here, and then 0.012 Bit. This launch pool. Now I'm locked in until November of 2024. You can see that my accrued interest so far, 57,281.92. Now you might be asking yourself, like, how are you earning this, Blaze? It's because I signed up to Cryptonomy.finance. I just put the money in. I gave myself a shot, gave it an opportunity.